They should be. All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome to Awesome Hardware. This is the show that Kyle and I do every Tuesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. We've been streaming live to twitch.tv/awesomehardware. This is the second half of the show. This is episode 48. It is January 26th, and we've been having a glorious time so far. If you guys missed the first half of the show and you're watching this in the future, not live, go to Kyle's channel. It's Awesome Sauce Network, and you can see what we've been up to thus far. On my half of the show, I have wonderful things planned, including what Kyle is preparing us for right now, which is shots. Kyle's getting us ready with shots.
We have really big shot glasses, so
what? No, I have so many shot glasses.
No, this is good. This is good.
Turkish chai glasses.
Turkish chai shot glasses.
They're not shot glasses.
Oh, they're Turkish chai glasses that
These
we
are
are
not-
using irresponsibly for shots. I should clarify.
Well over an ounce.
This is like 3 ounces. This is like a double
it's
shot. It's
probably even more. My wife is just giggling over there.
She's just giggling because she doesn't have to use it.
All right.
She doesn't even.
She has to deal with me later tonight, so I don't know what she's.
You'll have the last laugh, Paul.
I might.
All right. Well, I've never taken a shot out of a Turkish chai glass, so it should be interesting.
We'll see how that goes.
I don't even know why we're taking shots.
All right.
But more on that later.
Yeah, let's do what we do at the beginning of the show, which is tell you guys that Kyle and I each have stores. You can go to our stores and buy paraphernalia and
support the channel.
And, that's a great way to support our channels. Supports us and helps you guys get some stuff too. On my store, I have shirts. I have just recently restocked these awesome thumbscrew shirts.
Oh yeah.
Which apparently I only have one picture of. Why is it only showing one picture?
It's really the only picture you need. Well, I guess maybe a wide shot.
A wide shot of. Anyway, so guys, if you have been looking for a thumbscrew shirt and you want one and you haven't had the right size available to you, it's available in gray, black, and blue. Check it out because I have more stock available in the different sizes.
Nice.
I also have pint glasses and mugs and that kind of thing. Kyle's store, and my store, by the way, is store.paulshardware.net. Kyle's store is awesomesaucenetwork.com/store. He has a couple unique shirts. The CPU Cooler shirt, ever popular. The Stay Positive shirt, which I'm wearing today. And I can confirm for you guys is incredibly comfortable.
Do you feel more positive wearing that shirt?
I feel much more positive there. But
like an emotion booster.
So guys, if you're interested, you want a nice shirt, these are all very high quality things, and they're very soft. So do that. Anyway.
And Deathatron pointed out very, very smartly, cleverly, that these are hypershot glasses.
They are hypershot glasses. More than a shot.
We need to get HyperX to sponsor our show next.
And Mike Manigeek is also pointing out we also both have Amazon affiliate codes that you guys can also click, which are in the descriptions.
Yes.
Click that before you buy stuff. That also helps us out insanely. Okay. Absolutely. Thanks, Mike.
Mike's just better than us.
That's something that we should know.
He's just better than us in every way.
All right.
It's disgusting.
So let's jump into the continuation from Kyle's half, which is the second part of the news segment. I have some interesting news to talk about.
Do you?
I do.
What is it?
Well,
I'll be the judge of that.
The first thing I want to point out is look at that pot roast right there.
That is pretty interesting.
Look at that. That's the pot roast.
Can we just talk about that for the next hour?
That's the pot. Oh, my wife.
Wow, we even got on cue.
My wife is removing
on cue.
The
Your wife is on cue. Like revealing the meat.
I pre-seared that meat. It's in there. There's a bunch of potatoes and carrots and stuff.
Not many wives are willing to show off their husband's meat to a live audience.
She's like, here, take a look.
Here,
She doesn't care. She's
really
proud.
It's really for everyone.
She's proud of that meat, and she wants everyone to see it.
I'm proud of your meat too.
Thank you.
I can't wait to take a bite of your meat later tonight.
Thank you, Mrs. Paul. If you guys want to follow my wife on Twitter, she's Mrs. Paul Hardware.
I'm going to start drinking now, too.
She's also she's also going to start drinking now,
She's a much bigger glass than our...
She's joining the crowd.
Than our shot glasses. All
right.
Hyper glass.
Let's move to what I was really talking about, which is GPU roadmap for 2014 to 2017. This goes along with a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in the past few weeks because it's just the stuff that we get excited about, which is new hardware that's on the horizon. So Pascal is the code name for NVIDIA's next generation of graphics cards. We've talked about it before. Some of this is news that you guys might be aware of, but it's been sort of consolidated in this article, and there's some roadmap-y type stuff. And they've also kind of taken a little bit of information from column A and a little bit of information from column B and put it together And
What does that mean?
it means that they're doing a little bit of assumption here, but this is NVIDIA's roadmap for Pascal, which is Pascal
I feel like I'm part of a secret club.
1.0, Pascal 1.0, which they're transitioning to from Maxwell 2.0. Maxwell 2.0 is what all the current generation graphics cards that are out have been based on, such as the 980 Ti and the 950 and the 960 and the 970 and all that stuff. So, look, there's dates here.
Yay.
2016/04.
With a question mark. 04?
There's a question mark, meaning this is not confirmed. This is pre-information, early stuff. But
04?
04 is April, which is not too far off.
That's
I
very
mean,
soon.
we're 2-3 months away. But April, we might see a GP100 launch. A GP100 would be the code name which we would traditionally, based on past experience, associate with NVIDIA's highest-end graphics cards. So GP100 would be the equivalent of a Titan with the current generation.
Yes.
So we might see a Titan-ish card in Pascal in April, which is pretty soon.
Yep.
Who knows? Anyway, these slides we're looking at, by the way, are published from a lecture at the 2015 Taiwan GTC Deep Learning Conference, which was actually held in September. This is why I want to point out it's not necessarily new information, but corroborating this evidence with stuff like what we talked about last week, with which like shipping manifests with certain stuff on them. It seems like NVIDIA is sticking to this game plan, and roadmap that they've set out.
So brace your wallets, everyone.
Yeah.
The GP100 is probably not going to come on the cheap. It's
Definitely
going
not.
to be a Titan equivalent. You're probably looking at around $1,000 plus for a really high-end GPU.
So the flagship Pascal GPUs, these are all going to be based on 16-nanometer FinFET process. The Titan grade products, which would be presumably what the GP100 would be based on, are expected to be announced in April. The downgrade versions, according to what they've talked about, which would be like a 980 Ti, so like Titan X launched, and then the 980 Ti came afterwards.
Right.
They're saying that the 980 Ti variants of this GP100 might be a year later.
Wow.
Which I was kind of sad about, because usually...
That sucks. That's the more accessible one.
Yeah, because what that means it probably is that they're going to have a Titan class card, which has amazing performance, but they're going to place it in sort of this Halo area. It's going to cost you $1,000 for it, and you're going to have to wait a good year before you can get a maybe slightly... I mean, a 980 Ti will even outperform a Titan.
Right.
So, yeah. But it might be a little while before... people with reasonable amounts of money can get their hands on that, which is kind of sad. But that's not to say that you won't have any Pascal-based products, because the GP104, which will what we could assume a 980 class card would be based on, allegedly is being called the GeForce GTX 1080. I don't know if they're going to stick with that, because that's like, I feel like from a marketing person's standpoint, calling it a 1080.
It's too in tune with the resolution.
Associates it with the resolution 1080.
Where it could actually probably handle 4K or higher resolutions.
So who knows? I don't know if they're going to rename these or anything like that. But yeah, GP104 base series, allegedly called the 1080, and a scaled down 1070 or 1070 variant will be unveiled in June this year, just before or after Computex.
Okay.
Which falls in line with what we've already talked about on the show, and I think that's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I would guess right before Computex.
Right.
Knowing NVIDIA, they like to go a few days before the big event and make their big announcement to try to eclipse anyone else who might be announcing things at Computex, which, who knows, we might have AMD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, beyond that, the article also mentions Volta. Volta is the code name of their Pascal successor GPU architecture. It's supposed to achieve twofold performance and power consumption gains compared to Pascal, and that's scheduled in 2017 sometime. But that's for enterprise-grade products, which are going to power supercomputers.
Ooh.
Yeah. We will have to, we on the consumer side will have to wait till 2018 for Volta-based products.
Boo.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, as we've seen, both NVIDIA, I don't know, it's probably more evident on the Intel side, but NVIDIA as well. We've seen them kind of like pace out their launch of certain products based on there not being really a significant amount of competition to force them to be more competitive. It looks like that's what NVIDIA's roadmap currently has planned.
Yeah.
Who knows if this might be upset at all by anything that AMD might have in the pipeline. I certainly hope it is.
Yeah, me too.
That's pretty much where I
like seeing a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that. AMD seems to have a lot of optimistic outlook for their stuff that they're coming out with this year, whether it's Zen on the CPU side or the GPU stuff.
Right.
Is GPU stuff called Arctic Islands or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Abadans, thank you for your $1 donation, sir. I appreciate that, and I will put it towards a next-gen Titan GPU.
You are 1/1000th the way there.
I'm very close. Soon I will have it.
One bit at a time.
I'll have it in my hands.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. Next news item is the NZXT Manta.
Oh, there's been a lot of hype around this case. I actually got one of these in the Awesome Sauce studio waiting for review.
Kyle's got one right now.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. What do you have to say about it?
So it's available right now for pre-order from NZXT for $140.
A little steep.
So that's the one thing that jumped out at me where I was like, $140 for a mini ITX case.
Yeah.
Seems pretty steep. But hey, they're trying to say, look, this is a premium ITX case. It's available in quite a few different variants, it seems like here. I thought it was interesting that the matte black version with the window and the version without the window are the same price. I feel like windowed versions often cost more.
Right.
Who knows? But it's also available in matte black with red accents as well as matte white with black accents.
Right.
If these tiny pictures here aren't doing it justice, let's take a look at Dimitri's video that Dimitri posted a video on this today, actually earlier today.
Yes.
He did an amazing job.
He's probably the first tech-tuber to post a review on this case.
He said he edited this video in 45 minutes, which makes me want to punch him in the face.
Yep.
Damn it, Dimitri! Did you really?
How did you do that?
If you really edited this video in 45 minutes, I'm gonna punch you in the face next time I see you.
Yeah, I will hold you down so that Paul has a really good angle when he punches you in the face.
Kyle's gonna hold you down.
Like the perfect trajectory of his fist to your face.
I zoomed in and it made it smaller. Okay. He did a fun little intro here too and stuff. But all right, Dimitri, all right, there's better shots of the case. All right, this is on Hardware Canucks, by the way, guys. I'll post this link in the description for my video if you guys want to watch the full video that Dimitri did, the NZXT Manta. So, Mini ITX, it's water cooling emphasis on this, which is very similar to the Fractal Define Nano S that I just did a video on that I posted yesterday.
Out as well.
Quick aside, hey, Ethan Hall, thank you so much for your $1 donation. Appreciate that, man. Should I buy a 21.9 1080 monitor or pick up 2 more 1080 16:9s for surround?
21.9.
Yeah, I like the 21:9 option for that. Okay.
We love you too.
Continuing on though, it supports CPU coolers as tall as 160 millimeters, which is like Hyper 212 and below.
Yeah.
Graphics cards and power supplies up to 363 millimeters long or 14.3 inches, which is pretty much all of them. 280 millimeter radiators on the front and top panels, so it does have a bit wider support for radiators than the Define S Nano, which has a 240 on top and 280 in the front.
Right.
This is a larger size case, so 9.6 inches wide, 16.7 inches high, 17.7 inches deep, and as you guys can probably see from Dimitri's absolutely gorgeous B-roll here, it's got this sort of bubbly look. It's kind of bowed out.
It's very rotund.
Yeah, it's bowed out on the sides. It's got curves.
Which I think is kind of cool. I mean, obviously you kind of have to plan in advance, like what kind of hardware you're going to put in there. I feel like this would be do really well with like a custom water-cooled build. Not hardline tubing, but just like flexible, regular, tubing where it's just kind of more loose because it's more curvy. I think that would kind of look pretty cool in it if you'd planned it far ahead of time. But at its core, it is a very kind of traditional case, kind of what you'd see on a typical ATX chassis.
Yeah.
As far as the motherboard and GPU layout, how everything's kind of like vertical. It's got a motherboard tray, cable routing and stuff in the usual place that you might expect to find it. It's also got the very familiar NZXT power supply shroud that goes over it. I'm kind of bummed to find out that the NZXT logo on that shroud is only available in white LED. It would have been cool. Like I told Paul this earlier, it would have been cool if NZXT had actually supported that area to be incorporated with the NZXT Hue, the Hue Plus. If you could do some RGB functionality with it instead of just white, I thought that would have really like amped up the $140. All right, that's really like kind of selling me now. You know, like there's certain things about this case that I really can't do with any other Mini ITX chassis. But I was kind of bummed out to see that. Altogether, though, like from Dimitri's review and from what I've seen in the chassis that I have currently at my place, it does support pretty much a lot of full size hardware that you can do a lot of fun things with the Mini ITX form factor. So,
indeed. So yeah.
Egg shaped. Be a good new
It's $140.
Pretty steep.
So the Define S, which
$68
is right here,
that thing's like $70, right?
is $70.
Yeah.
So
and it does pretty much mostly the same shit.
That's like, I don't know. I feel like my reaction to the Manta would be different if I hadn't just
done a review on this case.
Done like an overview on this one for $70.
Right.
That's twice as much.
Yeah.
$140.
Yeah.
So
and for the most part, they do the same thing. They just have a different style, a different aesthetic, which shouldn't really factor into the price much. It's just a preference thing. Functionality-wise, they are essentially the same. I mean, maybe one leg up that the Manta has is the fan controller, but that's a really small thing.
The fan controller is nice. It's bigger. There's definitely more radiator support.
Sure.
With the Define Nano S, depending on what rads you're putting in there, you're definitely going to run into conflicts. Like, you can't do a full-length graphics card and a rad with two fans on there.
Right. This one has room under the front panel.
This one's a little bit more spacious, but it's also larger. And for Mini ITX buyers who are like, I want a Mini ITX system that's nice and tiny,
right?
It doesn't match up quite as much with that. So
yeah.
Anyway,
this would have been a good sword fight. Just the title in your video, or in Dimitri's video here, is a bit bigger ITX case better.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can go really either way on that. You know. In one regard, like smaller form factor, like a Mini ITX build, when I think of it traditionally, is the benefits of that is having a really compact build that can potentially be powerful as well, that you can kind of just have as a portable solution to take with you on the go. In another regard, as we're seeing these cases like the Nano S and the Manta here, as well as like the Evolve ITX, where they're much bigger. It's like, you can have now more radiator support. You can do custom water cooling with these Mini ITX systems, but no longer do you have that like exclusive portability factor where you can just kind of like pick it up and take it anywhere. It's no longer something that you could just take with you on a plane to a LAN party. It's like, you gotta have like more consideration of how it's gonna fit. So I think it's just kind of like a new niche that is being discovered and catered to. In this current generation, which
it seems like there's more potential in this area and this size than, because like I remember the BitPhoenix Prodigy, which is several years old now.
Yeah,
I remember first seeing that and being like, oh, that's larger than I was expecting it to be.
And now it's all
when I first saw it.
Yeah,
but that is still within like the size range of these systems here.
Right.
So yeah, it's cool to see. It's going to be cool to see people building tiny cases with like higher end stuff, like a bunch of water cooling stuff integrated to them.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to have options. I do think 140 is a pretty steep asking price for this case.
Yeah.
If this was $100, I think it would be much more competitive with like the Define Nano S and that kind of thing. But who knows?
Yeah, you can buy two Nano S's for the price of
this, which is. That's significant.
Is this double the functionality and coolness?
You could upgrade your graphics card to the next level and get much better actual realized gaming performance by spending $70 versus $140 on your case. Like that's a pretty significant thing. So I guess I like to see competition like this come down in the realm of people who are like in the more general. Like, there's a lot more people looking to buy, like, look, I have this much money and that's what I'm going to spend.
Right.
Than people who are like, look, I'm $150, $200 on a case.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be super awesome and I got lots of money to spend.
Right.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to see something like this be a little bit more competitive in that range.
And by the way, just kind of going off on a tangent here, you are actually planning a custom water-cooled build in the Define Nano S, correct? Potentially for your wife's future build?
Yes. I got her approval. She likes it.
That's cool. I was thinking about doing a custom water-cooled build as well, Mini ITX form factor, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to what the color scheme is going to be yet. Because you're kind of going off of your wife's favorite colors, and you kind of have some direction there to go off of. But I still don't know. I was thinking maybe blacklight, and doing some blacklight paint so that it just looks all lit up or whatever, kind of like I don't know,
Haunted Mansion
maybe. But maybe I'll do it with the Manta. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Manta and Define Nano S comparison.
That'd be cool.
Custom water cooled dual loft.
It'd be nice to compare both of those.
Yeah. And maybe how water cooling the water cooling build process is in either of those Mini ITX cases, because honestly that's really what they're catered for. I feel like they're really targeting those types of builders. So
I agree.
Very cool though.
I think you're right.
Sweet. I like Mini ITX.
All right, let's move on though. Next up, a little bit more tech news. This is an Engadget article. Sony is planning on spinning off PlayStation. I don't know. I spotted that.
What do you mean spinning off?
Spinning off PlayStation under...
Explain yourself!
Under another company.
What?
Yeah, so... What? PlayStation would be part of a separate company called Sony Interactive Entertainment LLC.
Yeah.
Which is separate from Sony.
Okay.
Even though it still says Sony in the title of the corporation, but whatever. It's recognized as a different corporation. Sony Interactive Entertainment LLC would combine Sony Computer Entertainment, which, if you guys don't know, is PlayStation-related hardware and software.
Okay.
Would combine that with Sony Network Entertainment, which is PlayStation's services division for stuff like PlayStation View and PlayStation Store. So it's going to group those together and spin it off as a separate company. We don't know them anymore. We don't even associate or talk to them. Different company. Anyway. Wow. This separate company would be led by Andrew House as the president and global CEO. It will be headquartered in San Mateo, California. They will start off with $2 million in working capital, and they will start their first day of business on April 1st. Which is April Fool's Day.
Is this some kind of joke, Paul?
No, it's not a joke.
Sounds like a joke.
The article made a joke about it maybe being a joke, and I didn't want to repeat it here. But you did that for me.
Well, how could
Thank
I
you.
not?
Thank you for playing right into my hands, Kyle.
Alley-oop.
Excuse me. We don't follow Sony too closely here, but they have been in some they've had some difficulties financially recently. They have
Sony.
Actually, we did talk about them selling.
They're so poor.
They sold off Vio.
Yeah.
They did sell off the whole Vio line of their laptops. And then they also have a mobile division which has been having difficulty. There's not a ton of super fancy Sony. I mean, there's good Sony mobile phones, but they don't have as much market share as some of their competitors from Apple and Samsung.
Right.
All right. And but Sony's cameras, which is
cameras.
I was looking over here. I was like this one. No, that's a Panasonic camera. No, Sony does have some.
Yeah, I use a Sony camera.
Yes, Kyle has a Sony RX100.
Yes.
Sony makes some freaking badass cameras.
They do.
I will not fault them there. I mean, they got the FS. They've got professional
FS7.
lines. So they've got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Their cameras, as well as their PlayStation division, because PlayStation 4, PS4, right? That's what we're on now.
Yep.
Okay. I had to confirm that. I wasn't sure for a second.
We are on the PlayStation 4.
We are
correct?
on the PlayStation 4. And the PlayStation 4 has been very successful. It's outpaced the Xbox One in sales and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But those divisions have been what's kind of helped to keep Sony afloat as they've been dealing with financial difficulties.
Right.
And that's why it seems weird to some people that they're spinning off the PlayStation division.
Right.
Anyway, I really have nothing.
It's a survival tactic.
Yes. I'm sure it is. And there's probably some fancy, back at the house bookkeeping going on here that's helping them save a bunch of money in taxes or something like that. I don't know. Okay. One more story here to talk about.
You could star in Spielberg's Ready Player... Really? Ready Player One is being directed by Spielberg?
Yes.
So, all right. Go ahead. I'll let you talk about your story. Because I read this book not too long ago, and I really liked it. And I
did too.
I was very happy to hear that they're making a movie.
They're making a movie out of Ready Player One. If you guys haven't read what Ready Player One...
Do it!
It's a novel by Ernest Cline.
Read it!
Really good.
It's about video games. Just fucking read it.
It's about video games.
Get off your ass and read it.
It's one of those super easy read types of books. It's just written in very straightforward, like easily digestible language.
Yeah.
If you're not into reading, the audiobook is...
I hate reading. This is the first book that I read in like 5 years. Okay? Like, I hate reading. I don't like it. It's boring. It does bad things to your brain. No, I'm joking. I understand the benefits and the advantages of reading.
You remember in the first half of the show when you were accusing me of trying to get you drunk so that you'd be more...
Yeah, it's all coming to fruition now, isn't it, Paul?
Reading sucks.
Fuck it.
I hate it.
This is all part of your evil plan.
You're playing...
All right, so take it from me, guys. Like I'm like your... What's the black dude's name from Reading Rainbow? I'm that guy right now.
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton. I'm Lamar Burton right now, all right?
Burton. LeVar.
Don't take my word for it, but this book is kick-ass as shit. That's what Lamar Burton would say.
LeVar,
whatever the fuck his name is. Who gives a shit? Lamar, who cares? All right?
He does.
LeVar B, good old LeVar B, doesn't have shit on this book. Go ahead and read this book.
Yeah.
It's good.
Anyway,
it's a good book. I read this book in a day.
In a day?
2 days.
2 days?
2 days.
And you actually read it? You didn't do the audiobook?
No, I read it. Because I was on my honeymoon.
Oh, you're on the honeymoon.
On the 15-hour flight to 15-hour flight to Thailand, I read that shit.
Plenty of time.
It's good. It's a good book.
So
go ahead, Paul.
If you guys want the audiobook, it's narrated by Will Wheaton, and he does a pretty good job with it too. So that's also fun. Okay, Ready Player One though.
Is there a trailer already?
No, there's no trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're still casting for it, which is what this story is about.
Got it.
Is that you could be a star.
Fuck reading.
As already mentioned, is being made into a movie, which I think is going to be pretty awesome if they keep up with what they did in the book in Ready Player One. As I produced and I believe also directed by Steven Spielberg.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, written by Ernest Cline. They're looking to fill 3 specific roles from the book. One is the main role of Wade Watts, who's the main protagonist in the book. That would be an 8. So let me know if you guys match these descriptions, and then you should totally go and audition. Could you play an 18 to 19-year-old male?
Yes.
Kyle could. Kyle definitely could.
Yes.
Are you either overweight or underweight, Tilly?
Pretty overweight.
Either overweight or underweight. There is weight. It does play into the into the novel. He's more heavy set. Yes.
I'm overweight.
You're overweight?
Yes.
Yeah, a
little bit.
Pretty trim earlier on, and then he goes into this awesome weight loss program. That's
I can gain weight for the role. You know, I can just eat a bunch of cheeseburgers.
Kyle could do that.
Audition.
It's dictated by the. Yeah, I really want the workout plan that he uses in Ready Player One.
I think everyone needs
for
that.
Me. Because it forces it's like you can't go online until you work out, and it makes him do that for like a month.
How healthy would America be if that was like Verizon's policy?
Such great shape.
If all the ISPs
like you
were
can't check your phone, you can't do
until
jack
you burn
shit
this many calories
until you just go for a frickin' run, you fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
I need.
I'd be totally cool if the ISPs did that.
I'm trying to like in my mind make that happen, but it's still not forced, so we'll see how that goes.
Really?
Anyway. Wade Watts is described as being clean cut with a sense of humor, although he's not the most confident guy in the Oasis.
No.
Oasis is the online virtual world where everyone goes and plays a game, but it's also like an online. It's like the internet in a VR world, I guess. Okay. They're also looking for Shoto. 10 to 13-year-old boy.
Asian.
Shoto is Asian. I thought Shoto and Daito are both Japanese, but I guess Shoto is. They're looking for someone who speaks Mandarin and English.
Huh.
So Shoto is maybe they're making him Chinese.
They're just white American Hollywood film producers that don't know what the correct Asian.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong.
Shoto, it sounds very Japanese.
So Shoto and Daito are two characters.
Very Japanese.
Two characters from the book.
That's totally Japanese.
Yeah, well, Daito is... let me get to Daito in just a sec.
That's Japanese.
I was under the impression that they were both Japanese characters. However, in this, they're looking for someone who speaks Mandarin and English fluently, especially someone who can play someone hip and knowing for your age. 10 to 13-year-old boy.
10 to 13-year-old boy. Wow.
It's a casting call. Casting calls often seem shady and like, we're looking for a supple young woman. You know, like that's just like that kind of stuff. You can say stuff in casting calls that you can't say anywhere else and get away with it. Okay. Anyway, Shoto's Chinese apparently, or they're making him Chinese for the movie. I'm really not sure how that goes. I'll need to reread or re-listen to the book. Anyway, they're also looking for Daito, who's 20 years old, a 20-year-old man who will team up with Watts and Shoto.
Right.
Actors who apply should speak Japanese and English fluently.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, so if you guys
I know
are
all those languages.
Into this and you want to be in a movie and you do acting, go apply for this. And tell them to hurry the freaking hell up and make the movie because I want to watch it.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't care who you hire.
And if you haven't watched or listened or read to... If you haven't read... If you haven't read or listened to Ready Player One, I highly recommend it.
You should definitely do it, yes.
You know what it's time for, Kyle?
What is it time for, Paul?
I'm going to click this.
What is it? I'm scared. Oh, no, it's this segment. I have to pee, though. Can I pee really quick?
Oh, you should.
All right, go. I'm going to pee.
Why?
I'm on it.
I'm just going to cover my face in my hands. Oh, God. Okay, everyone. It's time for a song or a shot. I made this segment up a few months ago, and the basic premise is Kyle and I have each theoretically made some tech questions. We're going to ask each other back and forth. So, like, I'll ask him a real difficult tech question. If he gets it right, then I have to either sing a song or do a shot. If he gets it wrong, he has to either sing a song or do a shot. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. I was hoping that explanation would take longer so he would be back from peeing. I kind of have to pee too, but I'm going to hold it. That's what I do. Because I have a bladder that's capable of lasting more than 30 minutes without having to go and take a leak.
All right.
Okay.
I'm refreshed.
For shots, we have... What do we have?
We have Lafroig 10.
Lafroig 10.
Good God.
Big thanks and big shout-outs to our buddy Steve, who dropped this off as a Christmas present.
Thanks, Steve. And fuck you, Steve.
Kyle has already been taking a little bit off. He's been sipping this just a little bit.
Yeah.
Make sure it's in season. Make sure everything's looking good.
Just testing it for poison.
All right, so I'm worried about my questions, Kyle. I'm going to be honest. I'm worried about my questions.
You're worried about them? Why?
Because I think you might know the answers to them. I did not create extremely difficult questions.
Never underestimate my stupidity, Paul.
Okay. Should I go first?
And I did wash my hand. No, I actually didn't. You're right.
You didn't wash your hands?
No.
It's disgusting.
Hey, where's the P cam? That'd be a good one, right?
The
P cam.
The USB extension cord that I have would not reach that far.
We can link them up. I've got one too.
We'll see.
Join forces.
All right. Well, in the future, I will set up a camera in the bathroom.
Thumbs up in chat if you want a P cam. On whoever. It could be a P cam of Paul or me.
Of course, everyone wants a P cam, Kyle.
You think so, though? I mean, some people might not.
I want a P cam, and I don't want a P cam.
I'll have a P cam at my place because my bathroom's a little bit closer to where we stream.
It is.
Than yours is. Yeah. So P cam next week. Anyway.
All right. I'll go first.
Yeah, everyone wants a P cam.
I'll go first. I don't even have to pull up my questions here because I already know what it is. All right, Kyle.
All right. Shit.
Answer me this.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to look at chat.
I'm not going to look at chat. I'm going to minimize chat. Fuck them.
Answer me this.
What is it?
Very extremely difficult computer tech question.
I'm scared.
In computing, what does the acronym AGP stand for?
In computing?
In computing, just so no one else can be like, well, it stands for this and this other. In computing, what does the acronym AGP stand for? AGP.
Can you use that acronym in a sentence?
Can I use that acronym in a sentence?
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a sentence that doesn't immediately spoil it for you.
Okay.
Do not look at chat right now.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm glad my motherboard came with an AGP port. That's...
I'm glad my motherboard came with an AGP port. Wait. Oh. Accelerated. Fuck. Accelerated graphics. Per accelerated graphics. No port. No, you already said port. Accelerated graphics.
Run out of time, Kyle.
Accelerated graphics port. Fuck, I don't know.
Damn it, that's correct.
Is it really?
Yes.
No fucking way.
And I totally gave it up.
But you almost didn't because you said port. I almost didn't think that the P stood for port.
Because it's redundant, but people would say that all the time. And I didn't even think about it until after I said it. Like, fuck.
You give me the worst hint ever.
I just told him one of the three words.
I gave him one of the acronyms. One of the letters. Okay,
Damn
cool. So does that mean I don't have to do anything, right?
That means I have to do a song or a shot.
You have to do a song or a shot. Awesome.
I'm going to do a shot.
All right, do a shot, baby. Are you going to do a full... What is this?
No, I'm not doing the full...
Is this a Tibetan-Russian shot?
Tibetan-Russian shot.
I don't even know what
no, it's
said.
Turkish. It's a
Turkish. The Turkish chai shot, which I have no idea what that means.
That's such a terrible shot glass.
No, I think a shot is like at the bottom line.
No, that is... No? I guarantee that's already more than an ounce.
No, it's... Well, a typical shot is 1.5 ounces. By definition, a shot is 1 ounce, but if you take a shot glass and you fill it to the top, it's 1.5 ounces, which I think is probably at the very lowest line of the shot glass. I think that's a fair American shot. Paul.
This is gonna be bad.
No, Paul, it's Lefroy 10.
That's
okay? We shouldn't even be shooting.
So much.
We shouldn't even be shooting this. It's gonna go down like water. All right. You're gonna be perfectly fine. And you've got beer to chase it.
If I can't do the after party, it's your fault.
Oh, it's all on me. All right. You know what? If anything, the after party will just be that much greater. That's a lot of Lefroy, but you got this. You're good for it.
Cheers. Here's to you.
Give him some support, guys. Give him some claps. I want some virtual claps in chat right now. Well done, Paul. Well done. Very well. You know, Lefroy, you know, there's worse things that you could shoot.
I splashed.
Than Lefroy 10.
I splashed a little bit.
Okay, so what is it? What happens now?
Let me get my water back here.
Do you ask me your second question, or do I ask you one now?
You should ask me one now.
Okay. You know,
ask me an easy one.
It's funny.
Ask me one that I might be able to answer.
Okay. You know, this question that I had lined up could go 50-50. You either might know it instantly, or you might have no clue. It's one of those kind of questions.
Okay.
So.
It's very smooth.
It is very smooth.
Lefroy 10.
Okay, so here's the question that I had for you. What does CUDA stand for?
Ah, fuck.
What does CUDA stand for?
I know I've read this. I've never read it at some point.
Right.
I don't want to cheat. CUDA. Calcification.
Calcification, yes.
Under diametric and annihilation.
Honestly, I did not know the answer to this until I looked it up for this question. So you should not.
It's funny because this is very similar to a question I was thinking about asking, which is pretty much just. No, I did ask it, which was just an acronym. What does AGP stand for? Mine was just easier. Asshole. I just saw it on your screen.
Fuck. I didn't realize that you were looking.
But I had no idea. There's no way I would have gotten it. So
Oh, okay.
I'll accept the loss.
All right.
I'll accept the loss here.
Okay.
Kyle, what does CUDA stand for?
It stands for Compute Unified Device Architecture, which I would not have guessed myself, which is why I decided to ask you.
If I sat here for 10 minutes, I might have come up with all of those names. Because none of them are that different from C, compute, okay, unified,
But they're so generic. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Is they're so each word is so generic. Device, unified, compute. Those are so generic. Those are such generic words. Architecture.
All right.
So I don't fault you at all. That's why I was like, this is a fucking brilliant question.
I need to think of a song to sing. I don't have any songs.
Why don't you sing? Taylor Swift. Anything that's embarrassing. Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez. Anything that's on the radio. Really.
Assume I don't know any recent songs.
Go ahead and sing Wizard of Oz, Over the Rainbow, or you could sing like Metallica, or maybe some. NoFX. You do some
NoFX.
You do some old school NoFX.
That could work.
Yeah. NoFX is pretty chill. Fucking.
Wait, hold on.
What's it called? What's the name of their long ass song? The one that's like 9 minutes.
The Decline.
The Decline.
Is
The
18
Decline.
minutes, and I'm not going to sing the
Right.
Decline.
It's pretty epic though. Yeah. Any requests from the chat as well?
My heart is yearning. Here we go.
My heart is yearning. Yeah, there you go. It's short lyrics.
Do you know this song?
No, I don't know this song.
You haven't heard this song?
Maybe I have, but I don't remember it.
It's an awesome song.
I'm sure it is. NoFX is pretty legit.
Let me see if I can do music along with it. That'll help a lot.
All right.
Skip.
Is that me?
No. Damn it.
I hate hearing myself.
Me too.
Hearing yourself is like it's so cringe. So cringe.
Why isn't that muted? Apparently I'm wasted
YouTube
right now.
gaming.
I did not even realize this.
Apparently I'm wasted.
Apparently. All right.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, you even got the song to boot.
I need the lyrics.
Damn, you've got the whole song and everything.
Not a common NoFX song.
No, apparently not.
I apologize for people who are watching right now. Probably can't hear it very well because it's just my laptop speakers being picked up by the mic.
You can turn it up a little bit. Crank it.
Crank it. No, it's not even starting yet. It's got some. Oh yeah, copyright. It takes so long for him to start singing.
And it's like half the song already.
For you, my heart was yearning, and oh, I love you so. It's 'cause of you, my dick is burning. It's dripping on my toe. That's the whole song.
That's it? That's the whole song?
Yes.
Oh, punk. Oh, how punk music was so just...
That's terrible. That's
avant-garde.
terrible. I apologize.
No,
All right.
that was good. That was good.
Let's move on. Let's move past
It
this.
was probably more
All right.
painful than
I have one more question for you, Kyle.
Okay, what is it? What do we got?
Wait, I had it up here. Yes. How many PCI Express lanes does an i7 5820K have?
28.
You fucker! I was considering whether to make some much more difficult questions to ask Kyle.
Honestly, you know what's weird though, Paul? Is
What?
I almost considered asking you the exact same question
Really?
earlier today. I was like, I'm going to ask him how many PCI lanes the Haswell E processors have.
That
Like,
was... I'll be that
three of
was a
them.
fairly easy question. Both of my questions, when I came up with, I was like, I could come up with way more difficult questions than this.
Of course.
But I wanted to give you a chance,
Yeah.
and so I lose again.
But you don't have to take anything
What?
because do you? Do you have to do a song or a shot?
I have to do a song or a shot.
Oh, you
now.
okay? So even if I okay,
I
even the person who's
yes,
asking,
I'm 0 for 2 asking
Yes.
you stuff, and
Got
you're 1 for 1 asking me stuff.
Right.
So I'm screwed. I don't want to do another.
I love this segment. We should do this segment every episode.
We will.
Every show.
We will do this segment again, and I will not ask. I will not be like, I should ask Kyle questions he may be able to answer. I'm gonna ask you shit you have no fucking idea.
But you know that could have easily been a question I didn't know. I mean, honestly.
Or we could go double or nothing right now for me to ask you a new question.
No, fuck that. I'm quitting while on the head, man.
Damn it.
I'm liking the way this is going. I don't want anything to change.
All right. Could I? What other song could I sing?
You could do another
The
shot.
NoFX was good. I could do another shot. I really shouldn't.
You don't have to drive.
You're right. I
Drive
don't.
anywhere.
I shouldn't though.
Uh,
The thing is, you have another question to ask me.
I do.
Which I don't. I have no idea how difficult it is.
Honestly, it could go either way. Honestly,
All right.
it could go either way.
All right. I should sing a song, just in case I miss the last one too. If I go over,
Okay.
if I'm over 4 here,
Yeah.
then I will take 2 shots and 2 songs, and I'll be done with it. But
Okay. Good deal.
I'd rather do 1 shot and 2 songs than
2 shots.
2 shots and 1 song. Okay. I need to sing a song. I need to sing a good song.
All right. What is it going to be? You want me to blast it? You want me to blast it on this computers that I have?
No, I don't need to sing along.
No.
I should have had songs prepared though. Okay.
What do we got? What do we got?
You need to do the princess part.
Princess?
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, 100,000 things to see, no one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better. Now from way up here, it's crystal clear. This is a whole new world with you. Let me share a whole new world with you. It's probably as far as we should go.
Yeah, I agree.
That's as far as we should go.
That was very impressive, Paul.
Okay.
I'm impressed that you actually knew all the words to
Thank
that
you.
song.
People are crying. People are breaking.
People are crying that we've
Into
broken
tears.
their hearts.
All right.
We've touched them.
That's good.
In places
That's
that no
that's
person should touch.
That's what Song or a Shot was meant for.
Yep.
All right.
Uncomfortable touching.
You have one final question to ask me, Cal.
I do. Now this, like I said, could go either way. You might get this instantly, or it might take you a while.
I hope I know this.
I'm switching it up a little bit though, Paul. This question is actually a timed endeavor. So you will have 30 seconds on the clock
Okay.
to tell me 5 certain things that are very specific, but you'll have 30 seconds to tell it to me
Okay.
in any way that you want.
This is
And
complicated.
the second I tell you what I want from you, I will start the timer, so you have no other additional time to think about it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You have 30 seconds to name 5 video game sidekicks.
5 video game sidekicks?
Your time starts now. Sidekicks in video games. Any 5. You're at 3 seconds.
Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael.
Okay. You cheap fucking bastard. I was hoping you'd do something like that. You have 18 seconds.
Robin.
What from what video game?
Batman and Robin.
What video game? Okay.
And fucking Silent
That's
Bob.
30 seconds. That's 30 seconds.
No, I said Silent Bob. I said it.
That's 30. What is Silent Bob from a video game?
From Jay and Silent Bob, the video game that they made with Jay and Silent Bob.
There's no way that's a video game. I've never seen the Jay and Silent Bob video game.
Son of a bitch. What? Doesn't make.
Can anyone in chat confirm if there was a Silent Bob,
I'm looking.
Jay and Silent Bob video
They're
game?
fucking better have been.
There's no fucking way. You failed that shit. And using the 3 Ninja Turtles.
You're right.
Was such a low blow.
You're right.
But that's okay.
That is a
That's
video
accepted.
game.
Is it really?
Jay and Silent Bob video game.
No, to write the story, interested publishers read on. There's no confirmation that this was an actual video game.
Fuck.
Oh, there is a video game.
There is a video game.
Oh my, no.
The
someone
World
said
Is
it's
Yours.
Just a movie. Yes, there is.
It's
okay.
called The World Is Yours.
So did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get the 5? You had the 3 Ninja Turtles plus
Yes.
Silent Bob and who was the
And Robin.
And Robin.
You can't tell me Robin was never a sidekick in a video game. I will punch
But
you
I mean,
in the
none
face.
of the Arkham Knights had Robin in them, did they? The Arkham series, did they?
You did not specify Arkham series.
No, but I'm just saying which Batman video game was Robin a sidekick in? Which
I guarantee there's at least 10 Batman video games that have Robin as a sidekick.
All right.
I know.
You are cleared. You are cleared.
Yay.
Chat has cleared you.
Thank God.
Take a
God.
breather. Thank God.
I was just such a pulling that out of my ass. There's so many other video game sidekicks I could
No, yeah, of course. Wasn't that a good question though?
It was a good question.
I thought it was pretty fun.
I thought it was brilliant that I came up with I'll choose Leonardo as the main Ninja Turtle.
And just name the other 3
other
as sidekicks.
3 there's a side. Yes, it was very tricky. Thank you, Abidanans again for your $1 donation. I appreciate that.
Lego Batman would have qualified for the.
You're
the
right, Lego
Robin.
Batman.
Lego
You're
Robin
right.
would have been a sidekick there. Yep. Thank you guys.
You're shooting your Lefroy or what?
Yes.
You're
Yes, I
gonna
will.
fill it up to the same fucking point that
Of course I
picked
will.
mine at.
So everyone can see.
Even though it's a shame. Oh,
It's okay.
some Lefroy on the
I'm gonna
laptop.
get the Ghost
there.
Pro there.
You didn't mention that.
Don't waste it.
In your review of your MSI laptop.
It is whiskey proof.
How well it accepts the Lefroy.
It is Lefroy proof.
Lego Batman. Well, there's a lot of people saying for Lego Batman. It's pretty good. It's beautiful.
Woo!
Okay,
Yeah! Live show.
let's move on.
Woo!
What is
Luigi. I'm surprised you didn't call Luigi because Luigi was like the number one
you're
thing.
right. You're right. It's one of those
It's one of those so obvious
questions where
that
there's
you overthink
so
it.
many options.
Yeah.
You can't
Think of
narrow in on any one of them.
The most obvious ones, yeah.
Which is why, for some reason, I thought of Jay and Silent Bob.
But you're lucky that there was a Jay and Silent. Did
so-
you know?
No!
You were just
I
hoping.
had no idea.
You're
I was like,
hoping
the
that
only
there's a-
thing that pops into my head right now is Jay and Silent
Sidekicks,
Bob.
yeah.
I know Silent Bob's a sidekick. Maybe there was a video game
Yeah,
based
yes.
on that at some point.
You know what I should have done? I should have had you name the sidekicks and the video game they're from. That would have been.
You're right.
That would have been
That would've
different.
been smart.
Because you'd be like Luigi from Super Mario Brothers.
You could have blanked
Tails from the Sonic franchise and so forth.
You totally could have blanked me.
I totally could have. But well done. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you
Cheated
so
the
much.
system.
It is time for the next segment,
Oh, yes.
which is
What's that?
none other
Then.
than
Sword fight.
Sword fight.
Hey!
Yay for sword fight.
Hey, yo, yeah.
All right, guys. If you're not familiar with sword fight, that's the segment where Kyle and I argue about stuff.
Okay.
More or less.
Yeah, let's do it. What
just-
are our sword fight topics for today?
That's a good question. I just closed the
I'm sure they're
link.
very serious and controversial, as always.
Some of them, I don't know. The second one is more controversial than the others. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hanging
I'm
in
good.
there? All right.
Yep.
All right, so here's an Ars Technica article. A man has survived 48 straight hours in VR with no reported nausea. Yeah.
What is this, like a fucking bragging rights world record
No,
type thing?
this
I'm
guy,
48
this
hours.
guy, all right, this guy
2 straight days in a Vive.
spent 2 straight days in an HTC Vive. He described it as a controlled drug experience.
Okay. Was he on acid at the time of this experiment?
Perhaps.
I hope so.
I don't know why this experience required him to wear a pink onesie.
Pink jumpsuit, yeah.
But hey, a pink onesie if you're gonna spend a couple days in an HTC Vive.
It looks like some Hotline Miami roleplay right there.
That is, you're right.
He's got an animal mask on and he's just in a one-colored onesie
That
killing
is-
people.
That is very similar to, yes, many of the Hotline Memes.
How long?
All right, so here's the question we're gonna answer right now. I'm posting this in Twitch chat right now. I'm showing people this as well.
This kind of goes back to the Ready Player One.
It kind of does.
Philosophy or question.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Here, I'm also. I want to copy this so I can paste it in.
Infinite. There are no virtual
in
time
YouTube
limits
chat.
in VR.
All right, so
Everyone's gonna.
this
vote
is
for
this
Infinite.
is this is the question that this whole article brought to my mind, which was VR is going to be a thing, right? VR is happening. 2016, we got the Oculus, we got the HTC Vive. It's
Of
gonna
course.
happen. So really, what it comes down to is the same question that I had with my mom when I was playing Nintendo and way too much Final Fantasy
Yeah.
when I was like 10.
Right.
Which is how long should you be allowed? So, granted, you could have time limits set on you by your parents or whatever, but
Yeah, of course.
we want to establish a much more firm period of time for people who are interested in this,
Okay.
for people who might be getting VR headsets,
Okay.
to know here's how much time you should spend in these before you need to take the VR headset off,
And experience life.
experience real life, right? How long should you be allowed to live in virtual reality? We got 1 hour. You can do 1 hour. It's a weeknight, and it's
Sure.
past your bedtime. That's what
Sure.
my mom used to say to me when I'd be like, I want to play more Final Fantasy, Mom. She'd say, it's a weeknight, and it's past your bedtime. 1 hour. 4 hours. VR Dream Worlds shouldn't last longer than actual Dream Worlds.
That's pussy shit.
Okay. 12 to 24 hours, depending on if you have access to a virtual bathroom.
Okay.
1 week after that, you should shower, or an infinite period of time.
Now we're getting out of casual territory.
We are.
I see it.
We've got the entire spectrum of
Yeah.
possibilities
All
here.
right.
And if you guys are watching live, please render us your votes on
Yeah.
the straw poll link.
Put in your votes. Your
because
votes matter.
We'll be coming back to that in just a moment.
Yeah.
Kyle, which of these time periods do you think is a reasonable amount of time to spend in a virtual world,
Okay.
a virtual dream world?
Honestly, in today's society, I think 1 week. 1 week of VR.
All right, 1 week.
You're good. I mean, if you've got your priorities straight, you can probably take care of some shit, 1 week in advance, so that you make sure that maybe you get some food delivered, get some pizzas delivered to your door. You're well taken care of biologically. You get all the bio breaks you need in that 1 week. After 1 week, you probably need to go outside and maybe experience the sunlight and remember what that's like. Honestly, 1 week after that, you should really shower. Is probably the point that I'm going with here. Even if you're just staying at home the whole time, probably showering in 1 week is probably a good thing to do. Just because it makes you feel more, uppity, and you kind of feel more ready to take on the day. I mean, it gets depressing when you don't shower for days on end. I feel like that's when you feel really like low and down, and you feel like, you know, your self-esteem isn't as high as it could be. I think personal hygiene is important relative to how often you go out versus how often you spend your time inside. Because, I mean, honestly, personal hygiene just kind of goes out the window. If you don't go out ever, if you don't like go to like bars or clubs or anywhere out in public, you know, for weeks on end, then personal hygiene really isn't as important because you're only really catering to yourself. But I feel like just even to like cater to yourself as like an individual, you should probably treat yourself to a bath or a shower maybe once a week if you really are going to go on this trend of staying indoors for that long. And honestly, I feel like eventually VR is going to be so compelling and so realistic and so just mind-blowing that, very much like Ready Player One, people are going to spend most of their time in the virtual world. In that case, yeah, you can go days without showering or days without, you know, maintaining the upkeep of your physical body, because most of the time you spend is in a virtual reality. And if you're spending most of your time, most of your man hours in a virtual environment, then technically doesn't the priority of your physical body, IRL, go out the window to some degree? Because really, like, you know, where's your priorities then? If you're spending most of your time in a virtual environment, then you don't really need to take care of yourself that much in a physical environment. But I still feel like as a human being, you still need to take bio breaks and, you know, go make yourself a sandwich here and there. If you don't have a wife to help you out, or a friend to order you pizza or something like that, then you probably do need to implement some element of self-hygiene, personal hygiene that is kind of important to a degree. And I think that is probably the extent of what you would need to exhibit in this kind of situation where VR is really the forefront and has matured as a gaming medium for the mainstream gamer. So, what do you have to say about that, Paul?
You were arguing for 1 week, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go for 4 hours.
Nope.
I was going to go for the 12 to 24 option.
Totally wrong.
For anyone who is following along in chat or whatever.
Foolish.
I was going to go for 12 to 24, but I think 4 hours I think is more reasonable. This is just to counter Kyle's option of 1 week. By the way,
Casual.
Shout out to Hector Rivera. Thank you for the donation in chat, sir. But yeah, 4 hours. 12 to 24 hours is a long time. A week or more is insane. I think a lot of the people who are considering, you know, trying out virtual reality in general would be turned off by the concept of like living in a VR world for a week at a time or that kind of thing.
Sure.
12 to 24 hours, I think, will be on the on the far end, like people who are really like just spending way too much time with it. 4 hours seems more reasonable to me. And honestly, this for me is like the amount of time I would want to spend playing a video game for any like defined period of time. That's really what it comes down to me, or for me. Like 4 hours. I don't want to play a game for longer than 4 hours. If I'm streaming a game or whatever, like, yeah, 4 hours is fine. If I'm playing a game for longer than 4 hours, then I need to be getting up, walking around, doing something else. 12 to 24 hours is just way too long. Spending more time than that, I think, would be a little bit too crazy. I think this might be something that we actually might be addressing in the future as VR becomes more popular, is people spending too much time in VR worlds.
You just haven't experienced Oasis yet.
I haven't.
Once you experience Oasis, your perception on the real world versus virtual reality will change.
It very much might. It very much might.
Jim Halliday will have some words to share with you.
Halliday will have some choice words to share with me, but for the time being and to move on and everything, let's move on. I won!
4 hours?
I freaking won!
Fuck you!
I called that
It's just
shit.
because people aren't ready for it yet.
4
Doesn't mean
hours.
it's not coming. Give it 2 years, and number 2 will have advanced to number 1 and take the number 1 spot.
Number two is infinite.
Very close, though. 39 to 28.
People don't want limitations. People want to be able to do whatever VR they want for as long as they want.
Of course.
But no, I think this is important though, because honestly, I think VR is going to be one of those things where like, all right, do you remember playing video games when you were little, right? Younger.
VR games?
No, video games.
Video games, yeah.
When you were younger, say 8 to 12 years old.
Of course.
Do you remember how much they consumed you?
Of course.
And how much you're like, I need to play that game, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to do. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Can you imagine how much more immersive VR. That would be if you were playing a VR game?
Yeah.
Versus just staring at a monitor or something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
How much more awesome would that be? Yeah.
So, you being roughly the same age as I am.
Yeah.
In 5 to 10 years, can you imagine trying to talk your child out of taking the VR headset off to experience the real world for a while because they've been playing video games for too long?
It'd be hard.
You're right.
It'd be hard to like convince them like, no, real life is way better than what you're experiencing on this headset where anything is possible and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You're right.
That's like saying like, yeah, like you shouldn't do drugs because drugs like will just give you an infinite amount of possibility and you can do pretty much anything you want in life on drugs and experience.
But that's actually a very appropriate analogy.
Yeah,
because
I know.
Because the level of immersion,
yeah,
the like amount of like engagement that this is going to be able to offer people,
right,
in the next year or two, is pretty substantial.
We'll just have to be better lawyers at convincing our kids that this is not real. This is a simulation of life that should not be interpreted as reality. And you need to get your head back in the game, son or daughter, that this isn't how life is. Get in the real world, and I'll smack them around if I have to.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I will smack them. I will smack my children. You have it all written down here.
But I do think that this question, as frivolous as it might seem right now,
is also very relevant.
Is extremely relevant to anyone who has kids, to anyone who might be considering like limiting the amount of like online virtual video game type entertainment that your kids might get versus other options.
You're probably looking at the YouTube chat right now.
YouTube chat. Holy son of a bitch. Hey Miguel, thank you, man.
Jesus Christ.
Miguel has just dropped a $50 donation. Miguel, thank you.
You probably have the biggest dick out of everyone.
I feel like I should strip naked right now and just start like being like kind of uncomfortable. Like,
stay positive, bitches.
This is what you paid for, sir. Like, Kyle. Wow. Let me switch to full screen there, Kyle. That's much better. Miguel, this is what you're.
Go on, $50 at least deserves a nip rub. At least $50 at least. I mean, come on. We got to give the guy some kind of, like, gratitude.
Right. And you did.
$50. I am a whore.
Thank you,
Paul.
Miguel.
I am a total whore.
You're right.
People give us $50 on stream, I will strip down to my bottoms.
I will keep changing the camera to you stripping down every time people make that kind of donation.
There's Meat Cam A and there's Meat Cam B. Really?
Look,
We have several meat cams here.
I'm saying $50 gets you Kyle's nips.
Yeah, maybe $75 gets you.
How much
gets
money?
You up to Paul's.
How much money for Paul's? We'll
never tell.
Unknown. It's not known at this time.
You'll only know once you get there.
Okay, we're already going over time.
But thank you, sir. Yeah, actually, absolutely.
We've already gone significantly over time.
Does this mean we've been having too much fun doing our jobs?
Probably. All right,
that's a good.
But let's finish my half of the show at least.
All right.
Look at this CNN article.
Drinking more scotch.
The Doomsday Clock is at 3 minutes to midnight.
Doomsday Clock?
Yes. So there's the atomic scientists, as demonstrated by this guy with his, like, smirky look on his face. Like, I'm a scientist. I'm smarter than you.
He looks very smart.
He's got a pretty smirky look on his face.
Super smart.
Anyway, so the atomic scientists have determined how many minutes we have to go until midnight.
Sure.
Which is midnight basically is the end of life.
Good.
And everything else.
Goody.
And yeah, so in 1947, for example, we were 7 minutes to midnight.
Okay.
And they've changed it every year, though. So you can click play here, and you can see, like, you know, how many minutes. Like in 98, we were 9 minutes to midnight. In 2007, we were 5 minutes to midnight.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it changes every year, is basically what they're saying. It's how close we are.
What do you mean how close we are? What does that mean?
That means how close we are to midnight. And midnight is when the world is going to end.
Oh,
yeah.
It's an apocalypse thing.
Yeah, the apocalypse.
Okay.
So basically, these atomic scientists have decided that right now, we're 3 minutes to midnight.
Okay.
Yes.
Totally.
The clock is a metaphor of how close humanity is to destroying the planet. Exactly.
How are we even capable of doing that?
They've been doing this since 1984, and they're using different factors such as how I don't know how they're figuring. Basically, the world's gonna end, Kyle. The world's gonna fucking end.
Yeah, totally.
And we need to figure this shit out right now. Okay, so stop asking me questions.
Let's
move on with this.
Okay,
so I'm going to paste this in chat. Here. We're going to answer this question right the fuck now.
All right, Doomsday Clock is at 3 minutes to midnight still.
Yeah, the Doomsday Clock is at 3 minutes to midnight. And how should we spend
the rest of our time on Earth?
Our remaining time here on Earth.
Okay.
We have a variety of options here. Basically, anything that you might want to do. If it's not on this list, then you're wrong. Anything else you might want to do other than what's the stuff on this list.
Doesn't apply.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Having sex with a bunch of stuff. Hoard a bunch of stuff. You can whack off if you didn't have very good luck with option 1. Eat a bunch of food. Find other people to blame and focus on that.
Yeah.
Carve tiny horses out of wood, which is one of Kyle's last minute suggestions. Or binge watch awesome hardware episodes while softly weeping.
Where's the option for like all the above? Because I feel like I'd probably want to do all these things before.
I know you'd want to do all these things, Kyle, but
I can only boil down to one.
It's the end of the world. You have a limited amount of time.
All right.
Let me copy this link and give it to some people for some YouTube chat as well.
Damn, I feel like GFAP is probably my initial reaction. GFAP would just. I mean, until I lose consciousness, because once I lose consciousness, I am no longer concerned about the end of the world. Right. It's kind of like a 2 and 2 for 1, you know? I get to GFAP, which is great. Everyone knows GFAPing is the future of fapping, and, it's like variable fap rate. We've all been there. And once I do that, it's just like, as soon as I lose consciousness, it's like I don't have to worry about the end of the world anymore. And it's like, it's like perfect. It's like the perfect solution. You get to GFAP, you get to beat off before, you go to sleep infinitely. And obviously, I'm not having any luck with option 1. No, option 1 is not having sex with as many other willing parties as possible. That's like for people who, live their lives at the gym and, like, rave to EDM music every weekend. I can't do that, so I'm gonna have to GFAP until I lose consciousness with no other luck in option 1. That's pretty much the fate of my existence.
Okay.
In this point of our world.
All right, so Kyle's going with masturbation.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's behind me on that.
I'm
literally behind me.
I'm behind you on that, Kyle, but I'm behind you only in the fact that I am behind you having sex with as many other willing parties as possible. Because you know what? When the Doomsday Clock is ticking down to 0, you know what I'm all about?
What's that?
Fucking.
Okay. And so you're on what? Number 1?
Yeah, I'm option 1 here, Kyle. I'm going with
okay.
The first thing that comes
to my... Pretty douchey of you, Paul.
It comes to my head, which is, you know what? I'm going to fuck right now, and it's going to keep happening until time doesn't count anymore.
No one understands what GFAP is.
No one knows what GFAP is?
That's okay. You
Look,
don't need to know.
if you haven't watched the show long enough to fully appreciate the GFAP,
someone will fill you in, quite literally, with the GFAP.
Indeed.
The powerful GFAP.
But never mind that. Never mind the GFAPing option, because you know what we should do? We should have sex with as many other willing parties as possible until time expires.
Okay. That's Paul's
and doomsday happens.
Yeah.
That's pretty much... What else are you going to want to do? Look.
What else are you going to want to do?
Basically, you've got one line. You're going to use it over and over and over again until you die. That line is, want to go out with a bang?
Quite literally. Let's bang.
I took that directly from Spies Like Us. That's the line that Chevy Chase uses right before
it worked for him.
The nuclear missiles explode.
Totally worked for him.
Worked for him. It's going to work for me.
Yeah.
Want to go out with a bang?
I'm all about fucking.
Then you just start fucking.
All 2016.
Okay. GFAP, by the way, just means masturbation. Just for anyone who's curious.
Don't look into it too hard.
And I think
results. What do we got?
We've given you guys enough time. Sex with as many other willing parties as possible.
Wow.
And that's why human. I mean,
that's why we exist.
That is why people are here. That is the number one.
If it wasn't for intercourse,
fundamental,
good old intercourse, we probably wouldn't be as prevalent.
But you know what I have to say here, Kyle? You know what I have to say?
Binge watch awesome hardware.
Binge watch awesome hardware episodes while softly weeping.
I'm glad.
I am. It makes me softly weep that so many of you would choose this way.
It makes me hard.
It does.
Hardware is the first thing that comes to mind when I see this result. Because, binge watching episodes of us, of Paul and I, the fact that it makes you guys hard makes me hard. And I could not be so any more honored.
I'm moved.
And just moved.
I'm so moved.
That binge watching our hardness makes you hard. It's a beautiful thing. It's just the human. It's so human, and I'm so thankful and grateful that you guys are.
I'm grateful
for
too.
Us.
I'm so glad you guys are here with us.
Yeah.
Here as we face the end.
Yeah.
The end of all things.
I'm so hard right now.
All right. This is still wrong. This is still incorrect. Kyle's.
I'm okay.
He's so erect.
I'm okay.
He is erect for all of you.
I'm so erect. I'm erect.
I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Q&A. I wanted to be like, look, guys, we got time for one question here.
No one has
before the end of the show. But Q&A is still set to Tech of the Day After Tomorrow for some reason. I don't know why. So Kyle,
ask us futuristic questions
questions about the future. Hold on.
Who knows
I can fix this.
What nanometer architecture will
fix this right now.
Our process nodes will be at in the year 2025.
Why don't we have Q&A? Oh, Q&A. There it is.
Man, you guys get gay when you drink.
A little bit.
Get heard. Most vulgar show yet, and I'm loving it. Circle jerk? Circle jerk. This is getting weird. What are you guys talking about, Kyle? What the fuck? The fuck are you talking about, Jag? We make you hard? Question mark. TMI, Kyle. OMG. LMAO. A dick is what you use to carve a little pony.
Why are you reading all of this?
Because
this is awesome.
This is the voice of our audience, Paul.
Right.
These are the people that
I got the Q&A. I got the Q&A up now, guys. If you have any questions for us, ask him.
Fucking way. Well, but honestly, this is the kind of shit that they don't get necessarily.
Probably
from other tech shows.
Probably not.
I can't say that other tech shows are delivering this type of content, which makes us very, very niche and very exclusive in our own right.
I know what we should talk about.
What's that?
After party.
After party. So what are we going to do for after party? Because I've been banned from GTA 5.
Kyle's been banned from GTA 5. We can't play GTA 5 online anymore with Kyle.
I had mods installed that I was using for single player. I never once used mods for online multiplayer, and yet Rockstar insisted on banning me till February 3rd. February 3rd, which isn't too far away from here, but still, kind of grinds your gears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
When I haven't really even used mods for multiplayer. So what are our options tonight? Paul, do you think for after party?
We have quite a few games that we might potentially play.
Okay.
I was leaning towards Worms. because Worms Armageddon. It's just a fun.
That sounds fun.
It's a fun PvP kind of game.
I'm cool with that.
But if you guys have any options, any suggestions for us, please let us know.
Especially if you have like
Tweet
a
them
cheap,
to us.
if you have a cheap game option where it's like maybe $7 or less, and it's like an indie game that you would like Paul or I to play for you guys tonight.
We could also play Rocket League.
We could also play Rocket League, which I'm totally cool with.
That could be
I haven't played some Rocket League in a while.
Could be an option.
Yeah.
But you know what we're gonna do right now?
What are we doing?
The answer to the question that's being asked right now.
Q&A?
Where did my mouse go? It's over here. Hold on. Give me just a second.
Yes.
Give me just a second.
Yes. We could play
right there.
Oh, the meat.
You know what's in
the
there?
meat is
You know what's
almost
in there right now?
Some meat that's ready to be
freaking
eaten.
meat. We're gonna eat it.
Ermagerd.
Okay.
Ermagerd. Meat cam. My favorite.
Glorious.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will, by the way, for the baby oil.
Will Gaines, we're stockpiling the baby oil. We need to make sure we have enough.
And Miguel what the
holy
fuck,
crap, Miguel!
I hope that baby oil show is in planning, but I also plan on buying two 980 Ti Gigabyte Extreme with the 6700K. Is this a good setup? Yes, it's a great setup.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your donation.
That's an amazing setup.
Holy balls, Miguel! You have bigger balls than me or Paul combined.
Yes.
Our balls are shrinkage
compared
to the balls that you have exhibited
Message
tonight.
Kyle. He'll send you naked pictures.
I will. I will. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Captain Clutch. Cheers to you as well, Captain Clutch.
Yeah, you have big balls.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
In the meantime, we should probably cut off this half of the show. I've already gone long.
I agree.
We really appreciate you guys stopping by. We have fun doing this show, and
we do. We really do.
Keep doing it because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it is profitable.
Yeah. Profitable to
some degree.
Growings.
I mean, it's at least, we have fun.
Profitable in a spiritual way.
Hey, another shout out to Abidans again. Abidans.
Yes.
Why didn't Kyle show his PC during Pimp My PC?
Who knows?
Because Kyle hates you.
Who knows?
I
might be an evil, malicious bastard.
Kyle's an asshole.
That could be it. Thank you guys so much for watching this half of Awesome Hardware.
We've had a lovely time. Really appreciate it. Guys, we'll be back next week on Tuesday with more drunkenness and debauchery.
If you're watching us live, we will be also doing